after a bit of a hiccup, we are back. The 5th set will be played on New Fighting Spirit. And in the bottom left-hand position, the orange Protoss player from Samsung Con, it's Jangbi.
He did argue that he needs to win right now to make sure his team makes it into top 4. His opponent, Free, from WOONGJIN Stars, spawns as Blue Protoss on the top right position of the map, and he argues that, well, yeah, your team needs to get into top 4, but we need to become first place to make sure we get a seed in the finals.
That's Korean mentality. In first place, they say they need to be in first place.
Now,
yeah, am I right or what?
Okay, yeah. Now, here's a little funny fact for WOONGJIN Stars. They have 8 matches left in Pro League this season. And what's funny is that if WOONGJIN Stars wins 5 out of the next 8 games, it doesn't matter if KT Roaster goes on a huge winning streak. WOONGJIN Stars solidify themselves as the first place team in Pro League.
Interesting. So, WOONGJIN Stars, 5 out of 8 of their games they need wins for. And based on their performances in Pro League throughout the season, they should be able to do that no problem. But these other teams, they're going to get pretty desperate for wins here, and we're going to see some crazy strategies coming out, like we saw from Jangbi in the 3rd set against Zero. You know, the desperation is gonna come out, and that's when you can see these players, you know, really you're gonna see more from them than you would expect.
And the number that I just said, the 5 wins, it also depends on how KT Roaster and SK Telecom T1 does. If they lose their next matches, then and let's say WOONGJIN Stars loses today, and SK Telecom and KT also loses right away, then the number drops down to 4 right away because of the gap between KT Roaster and WOONGJIN Stars.
It's still very up in the air. There's potential for WOONGJIN Stars to get knocked out of their first place position before the end of the season. Will it happen? We don't know yet. We do not know.
Well, WOONGJIN Stars is looking a little bit shaky these days. You know, they are on a 2-game losing streak, and their ace player Soki has been taken out easily today.
Well, I wouldn't say he was taken out easily. Those were pretty. That was a pretty intense game.
I'm only saying easily because he didn't get any wins.
Oh, well, he wasn't able to help out his team a lot like he normally does.
Okay, I guess that's a better way to put it.
Zero got taken out easily. That's the one.
Well, Zero did get Zero did get 2 kills for his team.
Yeah, he did his job though for sure. But Jangbi just kind of made him look pretty easy.
But the problem is with Roro being taken out, Jangbi has to get a lot more kills than just 2. He needs to get at least 3 against his opponent Free. If not, Samsung Con is down to only 1 player.
That's true.
Same for WOONGJIN Stars. They need to make sure that Jangbi does not go on a huge winning streak, you know, like 3 kills and possibly an all-kill, because now WOONGJIN Stars is down to 2 final players, one of them being Free.
All right, well, looking at the build order differences here, we have a Stargate opening from Free. Not going to go for that fast expand. Jangbi going for the Twilight Council here. He also, instead of getting a Zealot, opted to go for a Sentry first and then getting a Mothership Core behind it. So more intensive on the gas, less intensive, well, actually, never mind, same on minerals, because Mothership Cores are 100, but that's going to allow him to scare away his opponent and not reveal the tech here.
And given how Jangbi is opening right now, he does have the minerals, and I don't see any... Okay, there we go. 2 more gateways being added in, which means that it's most likely going to be Blink Stalkers. Yeah. But it could still do DTs because Dark Shrine, remember, their cost have been reduced.
Yeah, well, he's getting the Blink now, so... Generally, if you see a Protoss player go for the early DTs, then they're going to skimp out on a lot.
Yeah. They usually do not get the 2 gateways down. No. Because they know they do not need the 2 gateways early on into the game.
Yeah. They'll get them like at the last second, pretty much. All right, the first Phoenix is just completed here from Free. He's not going to make any kind of oracles earlier on, and we have a hallucinated Phoenix being sent out now as a scouting unit from Jangbi.
Well, I mean, using a Phoenix is a really nice maneuver because going for the Oracle first, yes, you can harass your opponent, but you're spending 150 into getting a little scouting information is kind of risky for the Protoss players who use the Oracles, especially if your opponent opens up double gateway opening with a lot of Stalkers or going for the 3-gate blink. So Phoenix is a better option.
It becomes like a build order option, but all of the important information has been revealed here, and it's going to be that way for both players now. The Twilight Council gets scouted here.
And also sees that the blink is out on the way.
And you know what, by just warping in those 3 Stalkers, he pretty much just said to his opponent, hey, if you had any thoughts that I was going for DTs, take those out of your head because I'm just going to get Blink Stalkers.
I mean, there was an upgrade on the Twilight Council also, so it's like double confirmation for Free at this point. Now with the Phoenixes out, yes, Free is gonna, Jangbi is gonna have easy time defending against the Phoenixes, but that also prevents him from moving out on the map pretty soon.
We have proxy pylons down for both players here on each on the 12 and 6 o'clock positions, pretty much.
Really smart play by Jangbi. As soon as he sees that the Phoenixes are out, he knows that he can't put any aggression on his opponent, so instead he's gonna go for a Nexus on his own.
Grabbing that Nexus
for himself.
Yeah. Well, are we going to see a Nexus from Free here? He could either go for the attack or go for the expand, but based on the amount of minerals he has, looks like he's going to try to grab an expansion. A little bit of hull damage going down there, and we have a pause, please, from Free here. Looks like he may be having a few issues with his game, and this could stem from the previous problems we did see earlier on. But looking at the game so far, the positions that the players were in, we had Jangbi go for an earlier Nexus. He opened up with the Blink Stalkers, and he decided to not be aggressive, just use that as his tech path of choice for the time being. And Free, he has access to the Stargate tech, and he also has the Robo. Exactly. So I would have to say that they're still pretty even. I would put Free maybe in a slightly more comfortable position over a longer period of time, but in the short run, I would say Jangbi would be the more comfortable player.
If he just utilizes the Blink Micro and leaves some Stalker back at his main base to defend against the Phoenixes, he could try to eat away on the Immortals one by one.
Yeah, and you know what? Jangbi is actually like really good at doing that.
And behind this, all Jangbi has to do is that as soon as he sees the Immortal, put down a Robo of his own.
Yep, exactly. So we'll probably see the Robo go down pretty soon from Jangbi here. And Free, he's got his headset back on. The Kespa referee has left the booth. Free not looking too happy about this, so probably he's thinking to himself, it's a crappy that this happened, but all right, let's get back into the game and do this.
I mean, at this point, Jangbi is the one who wants to play the game because he's getting a little bit tired from the 2 previous games, especially after his match against Soki. However, Free is not happy either because, one, his game just shut down previously before the game even began. Well, the game did begin, but 5 seconds into it, his game crashed. And this time around, he is not happy with something.
Pop quiz. Is Jangbi wearing a bracelet right now?
Yes.
You are correct. You have good memory.
Well, he does wear it every single time.
Oh.
That's the thing.
That's actually the first time I've noticed
that. Him and Flash.
Oh. Are they bracelet buddies? Do they have like BFFs on their bracelets?
No, it's actually religion-based.
Oh, they're Buddhist, right?
Yeah.
All right, well, looks like the game is resumed here. So
buddies.
Yeah. Buddha
buddies.
Oh, that is a tongue twister. Best Buddha bubbies. Buddies.
Buddies? Bubbies?
It's a tongue twister, man.
Well, look at this. Jangbi's going to try to attack into this. He does see an Immortal, but that's a lot of Stalkers. The Blink is finished.
Oh, nice forward Blink there. He's going to trap all of these units here, and a few Stalkers may end up going down, but the sentries fall. And Jangbi needs to blink away those units. Now he may be able to force a cancel on this expand.
He will.
He has a force field here as well for that ramp.
Actually, he could just blink up and finish the game right now if he snipes the Immortal.
I think he may just.
Yeah. Well, that's a double Immortal right now, and the Phoenixes still arrive, so it's going to be harder for him. So all he can do is pressure the Nexus. But before the Phoenix arrived, he could have actually finished the game.
We have more Stalker reinforcements. This attack isn't over yet. There's only 2 Immortals left here.
One of them is low on HP. The second one getting sniped.
Blink, and the Immortal's going to go down. The second one will fall as well. Now there's a Stalker advantage for Jangbi. He has the Blink upgrade behind this. There's only a few units for defense. Free is in a pretty yucky position right now. He doesn't even have a Mothership Core for defense as well. I think this could be it.
Yeah, there is a third Immortal out on the way, but that's 2 little Stalkers, only 2 Phoenixes for the lift. I mean, he does lift 1 Phoenix Stalker, yes, but the Phoenixes are all taken out. 8 Stalkers to 5 Stalkers, 3 more being warped in. There is an Immortal, but all Jangbi has to do is blink up.
You know what? Jangbi, I think he's ahead in workers right now. I mean, if our WOONGJIN Stars player can somehow hold this attack, he'd still be really far behind.
Yeah.
It's just a really difficult position. And the Immortal, it looks like it's going to get sniped down. Forward Blink, and when these additional Stalkers fall, I think that maybe lights out for Free.
You know, I have to say, because of the pause please from Free, he let his guard down for a few seconds, and Jangbi utilized it to the fullest potential as he takes down the Nexus.
Yep, GG is called.
It was a really small timing window by Jangbi, and he just hit it well. The Blink Micro was also perfect.
That's actually got to be a difficult loss there, because you know, you can just tell that Free, he was kind of His mojo was messed with a little bit there. Jangbi, though, he looked completely fine throughout the entire thing. And we have another victim of the Jangbang here.
Well, can he actually go for the all kill? That is the biggest question now, because I did not expect this from Jangbi today. You know, maybe getting up to 2 kills, okay. Getting up to 3 in a dominating fashion throughout all of his games today, I'm not sure. We might even see SOS come out from WOONGJIN Stars, most likely at this point. But Jangbi is looking so strong today.
He is. If there's anyone that can take out Jangbi, though, from WOONGJIN Stars that hasn't been sent out already, it's got to be SOS. And, you know, don't send a Terran against this guy because Jangbi eats Terrans for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Don't send a Zerg against him because he just defeated Sulky and Zero back-to-back. And, you know, Free, it just kind of didn't work out for him there, but I don't feel like Jangbi showed that
we just didn't see a long game from both of these players. So now the ace player from WOONGJIN Stars, his name is SOS.
One of like the 50 ace players from WOONGJIN Stars. They've decided to drag him out here, and SOS, you know, he got to the semifinals of WCS Code S Korea. So I think, you know, he can definitely